Why do we humans always seem to wrestle with these really big questions?
The timeless ones.
Exactly. Like, is the world going to last forever, or does it end? Is myself, this feeling of me, actually separate from, my body?
Yeah, and the big one, what happens after we die?
Right. And these aren't just like philosophical games for old texts. They genuinely shape how we see everything, don't they? Our worries, our hopes.
They really do. They're woven into our worldview.
So in this deep dive, we want to explore a really intriguing answer to why these questions keep popping up.
Okay.
We're digging into a set of ancient dialogues, the Vacchagottavaggo from Suttanta Pitaka. It's basically a record of a conversation.
A direct conversation between this wandering ascetic, Vacchagotta, and Gautama himself.
Exactly.
And these texts, they offer a pretty unique angle, I think. They suggest that maybe the reason we have all these different, sometimes clashing ideas about reality, well, maybe the source isn't some huge external mystery. Maybe it's actually much closer to home, inside us, really.
Closer to home.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So let's get into it. The scene is set in Savatya.
Right, a well-known place at the time.
And this Vacchagotta character approaches Gautama. He seems, well, troubled by something pretty fundamental.
He's got a specific question burning, right?
He does.
Yeah.
And he asks us again and again. It's kind of a theme in the text. He says, what, Sir Gautama, is the reason, what is the cause for these manifold speculative views that arise in the world?
So basically, why can't we agree? Why all these different theories about how things are?
Pretty much. Why so many contradictory ideas about the big picture?
And it's fascinating because Vacchagotta lists the specific kinds of views he's talking about. It really shows you the scope.
Right, he gets specific.
Yeah, he asks about, is the world eternal or not, finite or infinite, these massive cosmological questions. Then he gets into the self, is the jiva, the life principle, same as the sarad, the body, or they're different things.
A classic mind-body problem, essentially.
Exactly. And then he tackles those really deep ones about what happens to a Tathagata, an enlightened being, after death.
Ah, yes, the unanswerable questions, supposedly.
Well, he lays them out. Does the Tathagata exist after death? Not exist. Both. Neither. All those possibilities.
These are the kinds of questions people still debate endlessly today.
Absolutely. They're perennial.
Okay, so Vacchagotta lays out all these huge, speculative questions. And Gautama's answer is, well, it's kind of surprising, isn't it?
It really is, because he doesn't really engage with the content of the speculations directly. He doesn't say, yes, the world is eternal, or no, it isn't.
Right. Instead, he keeps bringing it back to something else. What does he say is a root cause?
Consistently, for all these different types of views, he points to the same thing. A lack of understanding about fundamental parts of our own experience.
Our own experience, not some abstract truth.
Exactly. He specifically names what the texts call the 5 aggregates, or the khandhas.
Okay, the 5 aggregates, let's break those down. What are they?
So the text lists them repeatedly. First is rūpa, that's form. Matter, basically, our physical body and the physical world around us.
Got it. Body and stuff.
Then vedanā, that's feeling or sensation, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, the raw feeling tone of experience.
Okay, feelings.
Saññā is next perception, recognizing things, labeling them, like seeing blue or recognizing a tree.
Perception check.
Then saṃkhāra. This one's a bit more complex, often translated as mental formations or volitional activities. Think intentions, habits, impulses, mental patterns.
The mental activity, the driving forces.
Kind of, yeah. And finally, viññāṇa consciousness. Just the basic awareness of sense objects, like seeing consciousness, hearing consciousness, mind consciousness.
Okay, so form, feeling, perception, mental formations, consciousness, these 5.
These 5. And for each one of these, Gautama says the speculative views arise because we lack understanding in 4 specific ways.
4 ways for each of the 5. Okay, what are they?
We lack understanding of the aggregate itself. Like, what is form, really? We lack understanding of its origin. How does form arise?
Okay, itself and its origin.
We lack understanding of its cessation. How does it cease? And finally, we lack understanding of the path leading to its cessation.
The path. Like how to make it cease or how to stop being bound by it.
Precisely. So understanding the thing, its beginning, its end, and the way to that end. For form, for feeling, for all 5.
Wow, okay. So if I'm understanding this right, Gautama is saying that speculating about whether the world is infinite or finite comes from not properly understanding, say, my own feelings or my perceptions. How does that connection work? That seems like a leap.
It does seem like a leap initially, but that's where the text gets really detailed about what lack of understanding actually means. It's not just simple ignorance.
Ah, okay. There's more nuance there.
Definitely. The text uses a whole list of words at the end to summarize the different shades of this not knowing. It's quite fascinating.
Like what? Well, give me some examples.
Well, there's aññāṇa, which is basic ignorance or lack of knowledge. But then there's adassanā, which means not seeing, a lack of direct vision or insight.
Okay, like not seeing clearly.
Exactly. And anabhisamayā, not fully comprehending or grasping. Ananubodhā, not awakening to something, not fully realizing it.
So it's deeper than just not having the facts.
Much deeper. There's also apaccupalakkhaṇa, not penetrating the nature of something. Asalakkhāṇa, not discerning it accurately. Anubodhā, not apprehending it. Apaccupalakkhaṇa, not clearly observing it for oneself.
Observing for oneself. That sounds experiential.
It really does. And asamapalakka, not properly reflecting on it. Apaccupalakkhaṇa, not reviewing or contemplating it. And maybe the most crucial one for this point, apaccakkhakammā.
Which means?
Not having direct personal experience or realization of it, like knowing about swimming versus actually knowing how to swim through direct experience.
Ah, okay. So the text is saying these grand speculations about the universe and the self arise because we lack this direct, penetrating, clear-sighted, experiential understanding of these 5 components of our own moment-to-moment reality.
That's exactly what it's saying. It's meticulously clear. The views arise because of deficits in these specific ways of knowing regarding the aggregates, their nature, how they start, how they stop, and the path to stop them.
It's quite a perspective. It flips the whole thing on its head, doesn't it?
It really does. It raises this huge question. Instead of looking out there for answers to these big philosophical questions, is the real wisdom tradition here pointing inward, saying, look, the clarity you seek about the cosmos might actually come from deeply understanding the processes happening right here, right now, within you.
Wow. So what does this mean for you listening right now?
Well, it suggests something pretty profound, I think.
Which is?
That maybe these huge questions we ponder about eternity, infinity, life, death, they aren't separate from our everyday experience. They might be deeply intrinsically linked to how well we actually know ourselves.
Know ourselves not as some fixed thing, but as these processes.
Exactly. As form, feeling, perception, mental formations, consciousness. The text seems to imply that if you gain deep, direct insight into these components,
Then what?
then perhaps the very ground upon which these grand speculative views are built just dissolves. Maybe the questions themselves change or become irrelevant when viewed from that deeper understanding of self as process.
So the answers aren't more speculation, but a different kind of seeing.
That seems to be the core message, yes. To summarize the Vacchagottavaggo's insight, these diverse, often conflicting views about reality, the self, what happens after death, they don't necessarily come from the world being inherently unknowable. Instead, they seem to stem from very specific gaps in our understanding, our direct experiential understanding of the nature, the arising, the ceasing, and the path to the ceasing of these 5 aggregates that make up our lives.
It's all rooted in how well we know our own experience.
That's the argument being made.
So here's a final thought, and maybe something provocative for you to consider. If our very human tendency to build these complex, sometimes contradictory frameworks about reality, if that tendency is actually rooted in a profound lack of direct experiential understanding of our own minds and bodies, our form, feelings, perceptions, mental patterns, consciousness, then what kind of shift, what kind of profound change might happen in your life if you turn that intense curiosity you have about the universe inward?
If you really sought that direct knowing of yourself.
Exactly. What might change then?